Hello everyone, welcome back to the 20 Dwarf channel, and this is the 2011 Volkswagen Scirocco R. And what I'm going to be doing in this video is doing a complete overview of this car, so driving it, what's under the bonnet, everything else about this car you're going to see in this video. So let's get into it. Now the real question that you'll be wondering is, should you buy one of these over a Mark 6 Golf R? Well, I'm going to answer that in this video, and even if you should buy it over a Mark 6 GTI. And of course, we will kick things off at the front of the Scirocco R here. Scirocco. It doesn't matter how you say it. Everyone's got their own way of saying it. It is so damn aggressive. It looks so sleek. I've always loved the front ends of these things. They look so damn good. I love how they put the Volkswagen badge up there. Makes the whole grille of it look really sleek. Of course, you just got the R badge there. You have this annoying plate frame, of course, which isn't filled out because we don't have the Euro plates on this car. This is my brother's car. He replaced his Megane with it, which is very, very good. We love to see it. We do not have parking sensors optioned on the front bumper of this particular car, but I believe you could option them. Important to note, this is also a pre-facelift as well, and I'll point out the differences a little bit later. But on the pre-facelift, you get these daytime running lights and everything. The headlights, they look fairly standard, and this very, very nice grille out here with some very, very nice lower vents, and it all looks very, very nice and sleek. It's a much better looking front end over the Golfs, in my opinion. I reckon it looks really, really nice, even to the little crease lines that kind of wrap around the bonnet here. All very, very nice to look at. Moving around to the side of the Scirocco R here, it's a very, very nice, sleek side to a vehicle. I've always kind of, I don't know, it's very streamlined. It's a very nice look. It just looks, it's got very, very large hips here. It's nice. You got this little crease that subtly starts off at the front fender, works its way around to create this little line there. It looks very nice. I love it. It's very, very nice. Of course, these only came as a two-door, so there you are. It looks very, very nice. Side skirt down the bottom there. Again, very nice. Could get the Scirocco as like a base model thing overseas. This wasn't ever created as like for a really broad market. This was very much a little alternative to a Golf, I suppose, in European markets and like Mexico, Spain, everywhere like that. You had the regular Scirocco, and then in Australia, for some reason, we only got the R. We only got the Scirocco R. I mean, I kind of get it when the regular Scirocco doesn't offer much more than a standard Golf. So look, I do get it. Side looks good. There you go. Moving around to the wheels. So we are running some 19-inch 5-spoke wheels. Same ones you'll find on the Mark 6 Golf Rs as well. I haven't changed it one bit. On the facelifts, you got the 19-inch Mark 7 Golf R wheels. The facelift of these it's a strange one. It's very bizarre. It's a bizarre mixture of parts from Mark 7s and Mark 6s. We'll go into it on the drive, but yeah, I think the wheels look acceptable. They're fine. Behind them sit some very, very decent brakes as well. I think they're straight off a Mark 6 Golf R as well, but they have a lot of stopping power and they are very, very nice to use. It is a little bit windy today, but moving around to the rear of the Scirocco R. Look, I've got mixed opinions on the rear. I mean, I like it, but it's always kind of looked to me like a Golf that's been left out in the sun too much and it's just started to melt. That's the kind of impression that I get from it. I mean, it is wide. It's got very, very nice chunky hips. Definitely got a lot of presence here at the rear. It's very simplistic as well. You just got your Volkswagen badge there, R badge there. The rest of it kind of speaks for itself. It's just wide. It's got a lot of road presence. I reckon it looks really good. It's just, again, back to the comment. I can't unsee it. It just looks like a melted Golf, sort of. I don't know. It's an opinion I've always had on the Scirocco Rs. Got these little black things around the rear glass. No little ducktail spoiler or anything. It's just standard Scirocco stuff. Yeah, taillights, they're okay. Not the most amazing taillights. I prefer the facelift taillights heaps more. They look so much better than the standard ones. I mean, yeah, they're slightly tinted. They're just taillights. They're nothing that special, to be honest. They're very, very standard. You do have rear parking sensors here, which is nice, and then this lower diffuser section with your twin exit exhausts there. And yeah, this is a completely stock standard exhaust. I've been telling my brother, do a res delete. It livens it up quite significantly, but he's actually wanting to sell this car, so if any of you are interested in this very, very immaculate Scirocco R, do hit us up. But I think we should start it up now and give it a couple of revs. Through that, I found that you can't actually do the soft limiter bypass on the Sciroccos here, but that's all right. We'll pop the bonnet and take a look at what lives under there. No hydraulic strut on these, which is a bit annoying, but that's fine. Under here lives the 2-litre 4-cylinder turbo EA888 Gen 2, and this is the CDL motor, so the same one they throw in the Mark 6 Golf Rs, which are infinitely better than the Mark 6 GDI motors, the BWAs. Yeah, they just work a lot better negotiably. They have their fair share of issues. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The EA888 Gen 2 is probably my least favorite of the EA888s. It is known for having just issues with everything. Timing, chain complications, belts, everything. Water pumps, typical. Nothing new there. Coolant leaks, just really anything. Oil consumption issues as well. These are very notorious for it, the Gen 2 888s. The CDLs are probably the best Gen 2 888s you can get. So if you really must have a Gen 2 888, get a CDL motor. They're better. The motors produce about 205 kilowatts, 380 newton meters of torque out of the box. But of course, it being a Volkswagen, it's extraordinarily tunable. I mean, I've seen these things push 500-600 horsepower without a problem. You just have to know what you're doing in order to push that power. Don't go downloading any stage 2, stage 50s from bloody Ahmed on Snapchat, right? It's not going to do the car any favors. Okay, just get it tuned properly. I see so many of these with shitty tunes and they blow up and then they go, oh, why is my car blown up? Yeah, it's because you're a fucking cheapskate. That's why. If you're going to tune it, just do it reputably. Seriously, there's no harm. APR, TVS, any brand, Galano, especially Galano, like, you know what I mean? It's not hard to just spend a little bit of extra money for the peace of mind knowing that your car's not going to blow up. Anyway, I think that's enough talking about the engine on this thing. Let's go check out the interior. So, stepping into the interior of the Scirocco R, you are greeted with frameless doors. I love it. I love seeing it. You do have this little Scirocco R scuff plate on the side to greet you, which is nice. Stepping in, of course, you are greeted with this lovely leather steering wheel with perforations on the top and the bottom, which is very nice. It's a very, very comfortable steering wheel. I actually really like the Mark 6 R steering wheels. They're beautiful. Of course, it's ripped straight from a Mark 6 Golf R as well. This is a bit of a parts bin car, if you couldn't tell. Very nice steering wheel. Of course, it's a multifunction steering wheel. A little R logo down the bottom there. All very nice. Feels great to hold. Doesn't look the best, but feels nice, so I like it. Cheap little plastic paddles at the back. It's fine. It's whatever. You got analog dash here. It's a nice little dash setup we've got here. Of course, this car has 101,000 Ks and it is going extraordinarily strong. It is a very, very healthy Scirocco R. Multifunction display there. All works as expected. Typical Volkswagen stuff. You know, a little air vent there, little speaker there, speaker there. Sound system on this car, it's not the best I've ever heard. It's also not the worst. So it's just a very average sound system. The doors here, I mean, the quality isn't quite what I would expect a Volkswagen to feel like. I mean, this part in particular, it feels very cheap. It sounds very cheap. It's fine. It functions as a door handle, and I don't often see these snapping off or anything, so they just sound a bit cheap, that's all. Materials, I mean, it's all this soft touch stuff. There's no scratchy plastics anywhere apart from down this lower section. It's fine. It's just not as well equipped, I'd say, as maybe a Golf. It doesn't quite feel as premium as a Golf inside here, but that's okay. You've got your little boot release button there, because I've noticed I don't know if I'm missing something, but the rear boot doesn't seem to have a physical button. You have to either open it from the key or from here, which to me seems like a bit of an oversight on Volkswagen's behalf, but maybe I'm just missing something. I don't know. Around, you can get these obviously as a DSG or a manual. So this one is a DSG, but we'll touch on that in a minute. Down here, you've got a very similar center console as the Mark 6 Golf Rs and the EOSs and everything. You've got the little air vents up here, little fascia plate around here. This one's glossed black. Of course, I've convinced my brother to put the RCD 330 in it. So, of course, you've got your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, everything. So it's all the OEM plus retrofit stuff, and I love it. It's a great head unit. I rant and rave about how amazing these head units are, and if you have Mark 6, Mark 5, just chuck it in there. It's so much nicer than one of those garbage aftermarket ones. So yeah, that all works great. I think standard these come with the RNS 510s, which are okay, but a bit dated now. So definitely get yourself an RCD 360 or a 330. Highly suggest it. In terms of everything else, I mean, this is very standard Mark 6 setup here. This car is optioned with the heated seats, which is nice to see. But yeah, that all works as expected. It's dual zone climate control system. It just works. It's good. You got a little storage bin there. Down here, you got your traction button and your DCC select. So you got comfort, normal, and sport mode for the suspension setup there. So very nice. This is a 6-speed DSG, the DQ250, my favorite of the DSG transmissions. Not entirely. It's a very average transmission, so early days of Volkswagen DSGs, of course. So the DQ250s, they're known for having their issues, but it's certainly not the worst Volkswagen gearbox you can get. And if you get one that's actually been maintained, serviced regularly, they don't tend to cause too many issues, which is nice. Gearbox is nice and responsive in this car. Feels great. I love it. It's very, very nice transmission. Very good. Down here, you have 3 cup holders, obviously 2 large ones and a small one there, which is nice. You got manual handbrake, of course, very good to see. We love to see it. Little storage bin there and a bit of an armrest, which is nice. Over here as well, you got a little R logo on the little dash trim bit there. It's nice. I like that little touch. It's very cool. Moving on to the seats. Now, these seats are so nice. They hug you so well and they're so damn comfortable. They are cloth, unfortunately. I don't actually believe you can option leather seats in these, but it's fine. Like, they're so damn comfortable. Very nice to sit in. Of course, I love the R logo embossed onto the headrest there. Very, very cool. But yeah, overall, they're just nice seats, and I think the design's quite nice. They get a bit dirty. So you got this like faux Alcantara suede kind of thing there, and then it's just cloth. But yeah, look after it a little, and she'll be right. But yeah, very, very nice seats. The rear. Now, I love the rear design of the seats, how the headrest is kind of built in and it's got this little hole in it. I've always loved that little design there. It is a bit crammed for space, but it is manageable. It's just, the roofline obviously does tuck. So if you're tall, you have a little bit of an issue, but the seats do have this little inlay in there, so you are quite supported, which is very nice. Look, even a little bit of bolstering on the rear seats. See, that's not something you often see. Obviously, you do only have 2 rear seats rather than 3, so that's that. I think that about covers the interior of the Scirocco R here, so I think that all that is left to do now is to go ahead and take it for a drive. So, here we are in the Scirocco R. Of course, I got my Monster here, so we're going to crack it open, and we're going to take a little sip out of this, and there is a bloody fly in the car. Of course there is. Very good, very yummy. All right, start it up. Of course, it roars into life. There is quite a fair bit of interior noise with the standard exhaust, but I don't know, that res delay, it just adds something a little bit extra. We're going to start this drive off in comfort mode, and I think the steering also must be impacted from the DCC settings, because I was playing around with it before, and for some reason it just feels a lot more numb in comfort mode. Starting off, of course, we do have a fair bit of road noise. I mean, you've got very low profile tyres, and I'm imagining the insulation inside here isn't the best, so fair bit of road noise, so I do apologise in advance, but it's fine. How it drives, I mean, it's, even in comfort mode, it's fairly stiff. You can definitely feel it's not really set up as a luxury cruiser. It's, oh, these flies, man. It definitely feels like it just wants to go, so I mean, that's good. It's good. I mean, you don't buy this car expecting it to be a luxury cruiser, but it is usable to answer the question. Something I've noticed about Sciroccos in general as well, the steering feel, I don't know, there's like a weird little dead zone in it. It kind of feels like it's slightly disconnected, but we'll touch on that in a minute. There's a little straight coming up here, so we will bump it into sport mode, drop a couple of gears, give it a little hit here. Picks up. I think my brother must have filled it up with 95 because it didn't feel quite as quick there as I've experienced it in the past. fast, so that's fine. Going out to our second little straight here. Yeah, it picks up. It definitely picks up. It's a lot of fun though. It's heaps of fun. I feel like it's almost more fun than a Mark 6R. I don't know, there's just something about it. The fact it's front wheel drive as well, it deters a lot of people from buying these, and that's why you can get them at such ridiculously good prices on the used market. Because no one really wants a front wheel drive Golf R. But then the same people go and throw a stage 400 tune on their Mark 6 GTI, so I don't know, make it make sense. That's why these cars, I suppose, are underappreciated, at least in Australia, because everyone just goes, oh, I'd just buy a Golf R if I wanted all-wheel drive. Like, I never hear the end of it. Oh, they should have made this an all-wheel drive. Not really, it's not the kind of car for it. I mean, it's perfectly adequate being a front-wheel drive performance car. It doesn't really matter. Like, this is on some pretty average tyres, and it very rarely slips out. Of course, we had a bit of chirping back there, but that's just standard front-wheel drive car things. And with a good set of Pilot Sport 4S's or something, I doubt you'd really get it on this unless you're pushing big power, in which case, yes, go for a Mark 6 Golf R. Coming to a couple of twisties here, let's test the dynamic performance of it. Seats, very nice and supportive, and my god, this thing's planted, man. It sticks to the road. Like, this is a fully stock, completely bone stock car, and it just sticks. It grips so nicely, even on these crappy tyres as well. It composes itself over the road so damn nice. And I love the seats as well, you barely get thrown around. It's just a very, very nicely set up car, as Volkswagens usually are. So, overall from factory, I reckon it corners a lot better than a Mark 6 Golf R and a Mark 6 Golf GTI. It's just kind of that, it's that missing kind of middle ground that nobody really asks for and nobody really cares for. But when you drive one of these, you realize just how much you actually love it. Like, I've loved these Sciroccos. It's literally like the first performance car I really ever remember memorizing in my life when I was younger is a Scirocco R. Because one day, I think it was when I was, like 8 years old, I got an iPod. I think it was like an iPod Touch 2 or something back in the day, right? And preloaded, my parents have put like this car game on it. And I don't know if anyone's going to remember this, but it was called Volkswagen Scirocco R 24 Hours or something like that. It was this bloody mobile game where you'd drive around in the Scirocco, because I think it had just come out at this time or something. I remember that game so vividly, and I grew an appreciation for the Scirocco R from that game. And it's bizarre to actually be driving one in real life now, because I played the shit out of that game when I was younger. A little bit off topic, but what do I think of the Scirocco R overall? I mean, it drives amazingly, it looks awesome, and I reckon it's got that, it's just got something that the Golfs don't. It kind of makes up for what the Golfs don't have, and I really, really enjoy driving this car. It's very, very different from a GTI. Well, I wouldn't say it's overall probably not too different from a GTI, but very different in terms of how it drives from a Golf R, which is a good thing. I mean, it's a very, I suppose, unique driving experience in that element. Yeah, I just love how these drive, man. They feel awesome, and if you can find one with decent service history, with someone who knows how to drive it, because I'm sorry, but keeping this car under 2,000 RPM its whole life, these are direct injection engines, all right? You will suffocate this car. The amount of carbon buildup, and I tell this to everyone as well, if you get a direct injection Volkswagen, give it a bloody thrasher once in a while, especially if it's an R product or a GTI product. They're made to be driven, all right? You can't buy these and drive it like a bloody grandpa its whole time. They're made to be driven, and you need to be able to enjoy it. Otherwise, don't buy one. It's very simple. Overall, closing thoughts on the Scirocco. Should you buy one over a GTI and an R? Maybe not a Golf R. I would still prefer a Golf R personally, not a Mark 6 though. I don't like the Mark 6 Golf Rs. If it was between this or a Mark 6 Golf R, definitely go for the Scirocco, much, much better. But over a GTI, yeah, absolutely. This every single time. They're pretty much the same price. Like, you'd be stupid not to go with one of these. They're so much nicer. Practicality, of course, is compromised, but at the end of the day, do you even care? Get your bloody friends to drive themselves, all right? They don't have to be freeloading off you the whole time. So, yeah, that pretty much concludes my thoughts of the Scirocco R. Thank you very much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one.